Hey, and welcome to the weekly newsletter of EatTheBlocks, the newsletter for Ethereum Dapp Developer. And this week I have a big news for you. But just before, a quick reminder that if you want to receive the email every week of the newsletter, you need to go to my website and put your email, click on subscribe, and every week I will send you the email and you won't miss anything. All right, so let's get down to business. So my big news is that this week I've released my course, Ethereum Dapp in Motion, in partnership with Manning. So Manning is a publisher of book in the US. You probably know O'Reilly. Well, Manning is a little bit similar to O'Reilly, same category. They are famous for their series of books with in action. So like they have a lot of technology in action, like Rust in action, Docker in action. And recently they launched their video platform, and previously this year they asked me if I wanted to make a course for them, and since they're a reputable publisher, I accepted. So I've been working on this course for about 6 months, so that's a huge work. And so in this course I teach Dapp, of course, and so we start slowly with a very simple smart contract, then we move on to do a multi-sig, a wallet Dapp, and the final project is a decentralized exchange where traders are able to buy and sell ERC20 token in a peer-to-peer way, like you would do with IDEX, for example. So right now, DEX are really big deal on Ethereum because they are by far the most popular kind of Dapps. And so it's very interesting for you to learn how to build it, because after you can build your own Dapp and maybe start a business. So yeah, I'm very excited about this. I hope that you guys will love the course. And if you have any question about it, like please in the comment write any question. All right. So next, the other big news of this week is Metamask that introduced its privacy mode. So if you remember a couple of months ago in a previous newsletter, I already told you that Metamask will stop injecting Web3 automatically from November the 2nd because of privacy reasons. So why is this? What's the context here? The context is before MetaMask used to inject Web3 or no matter what, so that any website can check the presence of Web3 and can know if you're a user of Dapps or not, and that can be used for analytics. So for some people, it's no big deal, but for some other people, they don't want to give this information. So starting from MetaMask 5.0, there is an optional setting where user can tick and say, hey, I want to activate the privacy mode. And when user do this, Dapps will have to first ask MetaMask to release to ask the user to accept, to show its address to the Dapp, and if the user does not accept this, then the Dapp cannot use the MetaMask of the user. So contrary to what I said before, actually it's not, MetaMask will not do this for every user. The user actually have to activate this privacy mode. But in any case, you need to adapt your Dapp, because for user who enable this mode, if you keep your old code, it will not work like as expected. So if you read this article, you'll get more info on that. Next, there is an interesting article about atomic batch transactions. So what is this? So I know that it sounds complicated, but it's not so complicated. So what is the problem that we're trying to solve here? So actually, the technical term is meta transaction. So sometime on the blockchain, you want to do several transactions in a row, and you want to be able to do something where if all the transactions succeed, then it's fine. But if any of the transactions fail, then all the transactions have to fail. So if you are doing a series of individual transactions that are unrelated, you can't do this. But there is another solution which consists in using a proxy contract. So you do actually only one transaction, and this proxy contract is going to, on your behalf, do several transactions. But because this these several transactions are sort of sub-transactions and they are wrapped in your original transaction. So if any one of these transactions fail, the whole original transaction fail. Also, the state is reverted, and there is no state change at all. And all the transactions are canceled. So that's what you want. So in this article, it explained to you how to do this. I'm actually going to probably to make a video about it because I think it's quite interesting. Then what we have, a curated collection of Ethereum and Solidity tutorial. So on Code Mentor. So Code Mentor is this website where you can find customers if you're a freelancer and want to do like some Ethereum or Solidity work. And they have a good blog, and they have this curated collection of 26 tutorials. So I had a look, the quality is pretty good. So interesting, and nice of Code Mentor to provide this. You guys can check it out. Next, we have the Solidity Koans. So Solidity Koans, it's based on something which is called Ruby Koans. Ruby Koans, it's a series of exercises to learn Ruby that got quite popular. And so Solidity Koans took the concept. So they have like a whole plan that of course that they will release. So far they only have this standard data type section that is ready. It's like asserts, numbers, bytes, array, etc. And for the other section, function time, transaction detail, JavaScript, climb, etc., is still in progress. But I checked the first section, and it's good quality. So you guys check it out. Then we have this tutorial to explain you how to use Slither. So Slither, if you follow my previous newsletter, I talk about Slither. So Slither is a tool for smart contract analysis and security, and so it's been deployed by Trail of Bits, a famous company in the Ethereum industry. And so this is a tutorial just to introduce you to the command line of Slizzer and how to do like simple analysis. So if you are interested in like security audit tools, then definitely check out this tutorial. And then we have Solpp, a Solidity preprocessor and flattener CLI. Oh my god, what is this? Alright, so for me, the most interesting thing for this tool is the flattener CLI. So what is the flattener? So if you check out smart contracts on Etherscan, you will notice that a lot of time when they are deployed, actually all the code is put in one single file. So you don't have to do this. In Solidity, you can use import statement and you could have your code split in different files. But in order to make your deployment easy, you can put everything in the same file. So a lot of people, what they just do is they just copy and paste all the different files in the same file, which is fine. But if you have to do this often, it can be a little bit boring, and also it's error prone. And as we all know, Ethereum does not really tolerate mistake, because once you deploy a smart contract, you can't change its code. So it's cool to have a tool that can do this for you, and that's the purpose of Solpp. As I said, it also has some capabilities for pre-processing. So it's a little bit similar to metaprogramming. If you've done a bit of Ruby, for example, you have metaprogramming. C++ has some metaprogramming as well with the preprocessor. There is also a preprocessor for C, so it can make your smart contract development a little bit more efficient and less repetitive. So it's worth checking out. And then, oh my god, I love the next link. Okay, guys, like really happy we got here because that stuff is really good. So this is a hilarious clip on how Dapp works. So it's a sort of comedy. It's to make fun of how complicated it is for end user to use Dapp. And so I don't tell you no more. Like, you guys absolutely have to watch this video. It's like 7 minutes, but if you've been in this space for a while, then I mean it will really resonate with you, and you will get it, and you'll find it really hilarious. So yeah, I had a really good laugh watching this video. Then we have a release of a new Ethereum client by Parity. So Parity is the famous client written in Rust. And recently they have released a lite client wallet. So what is this? So lite client is not as popular in Ethereum as it is in Bitcoin, but basically in Bitcoin, a lite wallet, a lite client, sorry, is a client that can verify, that has some degree of autonomy, so it can verify that some transactions are included in the block, but it cannot verify that any transaction are included in the block, just the transaction that are specific to the address of the wallet. So the advantage of a lite wallet is that it does not rely so much on a full node, whereas if you just have a wallet but it's not a lite client, then you have to connect to a full node and actually trust that the full node is not going to deceive you. So lite clients are better because they don't require so much trust, and there've been some talk recently in the Ethereum industry to build lite client for Ethereum as well, and so Parity Fether is one of these first lite clients. So it's basically an improvement for wallet in general, and that might be the future of wallet in general. So yeah, this article introduces you how to use it. Yeah, so for the alpha, it's only usable for testnet, but if you are curious, and you can download it and use it. And finally, there's sad news actually. So the SEC settled with the founder of Etherdelta. So the SEC is the Security Exchange and Commission in the US. It's basically the policeman for financial activities in the US. They are quite powerful, and in the past they've already fined different people in the blockchain space. And this time they turned to the founder of Etherdelta. So Etherdelta used to be the most popular decentralized exchange on Ethereum, and it was actually the first decentralized exchange of its kind. It started, I think, back in 2016, and so for a long time it enjoyed no competition at all. And the founder was able to make quite a lot of money. If I'm not mistaken, I think he made several million in transaction fees from Etherdelta. In the end, it suffered for some hack, and the competition started to arrive last year, and so after the volume on this exchange started to drop a lot, and it's been actually overcaught by other exchanges like a Delta or IDEX. So it's not the most popular DEX anymore, but it used to be. Anyway, it has a very long history of trade records, and recently the SEC basically accused the founder of the decentralized exchange to have operated an unlicensed security exchange, which is a crime, which can get him into big trouble. And so they've talked, and in the end they settle for, I think, about $400,000. So let's just put things in context here, like how the SEC operate. So this fine is very small. The SEC operate with message. So when they want to tell something to a new industry, that they will find someone in the industry that have committed something, and they will give him a relatively small fine, and that's a warning for everybody in the industry that the next fine will be higher. So for you guys who are Dapp developer and who are thinking of maybe building your own DEX, what's the consequence here? Like, does it mean that you shouldn't build your DEX at all? Well, it depends. First, it can mean that on your DEX, then you will refuse any customer from the US, because the SEC has authority for if you deal with American customer but not with other country. So that might be a first level of protection. Also, you have to see in your own country what are the laws regarding the operation of securities exchange. But the best thing, if you're really worried about this, is to actually consult a lawyer. In any case, keep in mind that you probably only have problem if your DEX becomes really popular. If it's just like a few transactions, probably nobody's gonna care about you. So yeah. Also, like, keep in mind, I'm not a lawyer guy, so you should not take my advice as legal advice. You should do your own research. So yeah, that was the standard disclaimer in that kind of situation. Quite usual. Okay. Yeah, that's it for the link of today. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. Also, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. And thank you a lot for following. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a good day. Bye.